Hey guys! So to be honest, I'm kind of depressed about this video because I don't even want to think about the possibility that there's a chance that school might be around the corner. I don't want to go back. But I guess the only thing that will make me feel better, awesome DIY school supplies. I'm going to be showing you how I made these really cool liquid pencil pouches. If you enjoy this video at all, please watch out for more because I will be doing more back to school DIY supply type videos, words. So let's get into this now. Okay, so for materials, you will first need some clear vinyl. I got mine from Joann Fabrics. It came in a big roll. You can also use a vinyl table cover. Some parchment paper. Be sure to get the kind with the cookies on the box because they look amazing. Also an iron, or you can use a hair straightener if you don't have an iron. And some goo. I'm using some clear soap. You can use glue, slime, and either get the color that you want or use food coloring to dye it. Some little thingies. I got glitter, rhinestones, and some polymer clay sprinkles that I made. Some zippers. These are 10-inch long zippers. Then you will need some sewing supplies or a hot glue gun, whichever injury you would prefer. Puncture or burn. Optional is fabric paint. Okay, so I'm starting with a sheet of vinyl and I'm gonna trim this down using a ruler and X-Acto knife. When you fold this piece in half, that's gonna be the rough size of your pouch, so check it out and you make the choice about what size you want it to be. Also, can we talk about the creepy reflection of my face? Now I'm taking another sheet of vinyl and cutting it to the exact same size as the first one, so I use the first one as a template and voila! Twins! I don't know why, but that's so satisfying. Now it's time to bring in that parchment paper, and whatever size you made your vinyl twins, you're gonna make this 1 inch smaller. When you place this on top of your vinyl, there'll be a nice 1/2 inch border all the way around. Welcome to my ironing board. Okay, so first I'm gonna take a big sheet of parchment paper to protect my surface, then I'll lay down my first piece of vinyl, on top of that my little parchment square, and on top of that my other piece of vinyl. Now try your best to get everything situated and get the corners all matched up, and when you're satisfied, carefully lay a piece of parchment paper over everything to protect your iron. Here comes the iron, and I'm gonna run that over the edges. So what's happening is the vinyl twins are melting and merging together, but only on the edges. Now that I've sealed one side up, I'm gonna take a strip of parchment paper, it doesn't have to be exact, and stick it in between the layers of vinyl and let it hang out on one of the other sides. This is very important, do not forget it. It's gonna keep a little opening so you can fill your pouch later on. And then go ahead and iron all 4 edges until they look like this. You can see the plastic gets a little cloudy when it's been melted, so that's a good indication that it's ready. Now for the exciting stuff. I'm gonna remove this little strip and the inside square of parchment paper. This step is very optional, but I decided to decorate the outside of the pouch using fabric paint or puffy paint. They are the same thing. I drew some cupcakes on a sheet of paper and then slid it under the vinyl so that I had something to trace. You could always use printed images if you don't like to draw. And now I'm going to let these dry overnight. Oh, that was fast. Okay, so now that they're dry, I'm gonna pour a buttload of clear soap into a glass. I'm gonna mix in some glitter and put a tiny bit of yellow food coloring in there. I was going for like a yellow cake color or something. I don't know. Now I'm gonna pour all that soap into the pouch, squish it around a bit to see if it's a good amount. And now I'm putting in some of my polymer clay sprinkles and more sprinkles and more sprinkles. Squishing it around some more, and now I'm going back to the ironing board to take care of that opening, so I'm just gonna run that over to seal it up, and whoa, kids, close your eyes, this part gets a little steamy. Now I'm spreading all the goo so it's evenly distributed, and then folding the pouch in half, and it's time to seal those edges together, so I stuck a piece of parchment paper in there so I'd be sure to only seal the very edges. Are you tired of ironing yet? Well, you can choose to seal this one up a different way if you want. This one doesn't have to be watertight, so you can actually glue it or sew it closed as well. And bam, we've got a pouch from a pouch. The final step is to add the zipper. I am sewing mine on, but I really suck at sewing and I'm not even sure if I'm doing it right. I pricked my fingers like a million times. Ow. 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 But I made it work. And if you don't want to sew, you can always glue on the zipper, or instead of a zipper, you can use Velcro or snaps. And there we go. There's my little cupcake themed liquid pencil pouch. Super cute, right? Alright, so now I'm going to show you what I did for the rainbow one. The main difference is instead of cutting a regular square piece for the little parchment paper insert, this is how I cut it. Once again, I'm layering all my plastic and parchment paper, and this time I'm just going to leave the whole top side open. And instead of just doing the edges, I ironed over the whole thing. So all those little gaps got sealed up and the strips became little tunnels. So here we go. I used a wooden skewer so I could loosen things up in there so that I could easily remove all the strips of paper inside. And now I'm pouring soap into 6 different glasses and using food coloring to dye it each color of the rainbow. Now when it came to filling up those little tunnels with soap, it was not as easy as I thought. I tried a couple different methods, including this failure. I sliced my hand open. Just kidding, that's not blood, it's red soap. But it was a mess. I ended up pouring the soap into a Ziploc bag and then cutting the corner off the bag and squeezing it in while keeping the tunnel open with a skewer. And if you're wondering, yes, I did use a helper for this. I didn't suddenly grow an extra arm. And finally, I'm ironing the top closed using a ruler to help keep me on track, and the rest was the exact same process as before, so let's skip that. Here's the final bag. I think it looks like those freezer pop things, which I really like. This turned out pretty cool. I wasn't sure if it was gonna work, but it came out really well, I think. And the last one is super simple, so I'm just going to show you the exciting part, which is putting in all the filling. I put a bunch of rhinestones and glitter, and whoa, that's a lot of glitter. And I just left the soap clear for this so you could see all the pretty colors. And here's the final bag. This one was actually the first one that I made, so I kept it super simple. It was like my guinea pig. It definitely has the most stuff in it, so it's the best one to play with. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you decide to make your own liquid pencil pouch, please email me a photo. I would love to see it. You can also send it to me through Instagram as well if that's easier for you. And with your permission, I would love to show the photos in a future DIY video. Anyway, it's been fun. I will see you guys soon. Bye!